Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Saturday, great Saturday of Hayward CPA Live, and we are we are experiencing some technical difficulties, so please bear with us. But thank you everyone for being here. And we have a special guest here with us today. James will not be with us online today. And I don't see myself on the video. I just see our special guest here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So we do have a special guest here with us today. Mr. Marcus Fryer. He is I don't know what to call him. I mean, he's a financial guru. He's a financial advisor representative. He's a certified financial professional. He's an MBA, and he has a lot of other characters. But I think what he really represents, he'll explain himself, but what he represents is based off of his experience. And so we are trying to actually have him speak, but we're experiencing, like I said, some technical difficulties. But as James and I always kind of talk about, is being able to adapt to situations. So we're going to do our best to communicate. And Mr. Fryer, let's at least get you to say hello to everyone that may be watching. You can type it into the box, the chat box there. Can you see it on your screen?
I do not see it yet, Corey. You can't hear me at all?
Actually, if you just streaming, I think it's might be streaming because I'm seeing it stream on my end.
Let's see.
I can't hear you at all.
Can't hear me at all. Okay.
I think we talk streaming on because I'm on the Facebook Live app and I see the words actually picking up what I'm saying, so it may pick up what you're saying.
So I'm trying to pivot to Facebook Live and see if I can participate that way, maybe. Let's see.
So while Mr. Fryer is trying to some communication across from us, some of the things we wanted to talk about is personal finance. Mr. Fryer and ourselves here at Hayward CPA, we are a part of a collective. We work together. We do taxes, tax planning, tax advice. Handle the business development piece, our business therapy coaching platform as well. Mr. Fryer works with us very closely with clients that need personal finance information, advice, roadmaps. We may have folks that come to us that have 401ks and investments. Mr. Fryer is that guy. His organization provides that support and that information to those clients. And we have, yes, Mr. Fryer, go ahead.
Hey, so trying this. Let me. Oh, I got feedback on my camera.
Okay. I think we're working this out, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with us. We always have a good time with this kind of stuff. But Mr. Fryer Hayward CPA, we work very closely to kind of pull together any openings, right? Any gaps in services that most clients will need. So while we provide the tax information, the business development, business strategy, sales stuff, Fryer provides financial roadmap. And Mr. Fryer, before I continue on, talk and let's see, can we hear you?
Yeah, let's. Is that working at all?
I'm trying to use speakerphone going through your set.
I think so. Let me hold on. Let me check. Before I continue on, talk and let's see, can we hear you?
Yeah, let's. Is that working at all? I'm trying to use speakerphone going through your set.
Yes, that actually works. So let me hold on. I was getting some reverb, so I'm going to come off the Facebook on my phone and we'll talk that way. Yes, that actually works. So see, folks, we work, adapt and adjust to technology. We just because we're going to stop the show because we're having issues. We have some information. We have something to say. Again, our esteemed colleague James Hayward is not here with us today. He's with family. So everyone, make sure you say your prayers, send it out to the family. But we have our special guest, Mr. Fryer, here with us. Again, just to reintroduce him. Mr. Fryer is a certified financial professional, and I'm going to allow himself to introduce who he is, but he's a great individual to work with, and our clients get some really great support and value from what he offers. So go ahead, Mr. Fryer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to kind of do that vice versa. Hayward CPA has been a great support system for us as well. To bounce ideas off of as we try to, just come up with strategies that are in the best interest of the client. At the end of the day, that's all we're trying to achieve is put that client in the best position possible. So, as Mr. Franklin announced, I'm a certified financial planner, also operate a registered investment advisory firm. So, our goal is really to start with planning, and that planning is what leads us, guides us in making decisions. Informed decisions such that it's beneficial to the client. So we can kind of work off of two things, and what we're trying to do is achieve financial independence for clients. And we just focus on two things:
what matters to the client and what we can control.
Okay. So with that in mind, Marcus, I think what we've seen to experience is that they're kind of that white space, because most folks understand what they actually need to have in place, right? So when it comes to taking what you just described and kind of making it more simplified in terms of the mindset and the perspective of how clients need to look at it as they're working with you or beginning to work with you, what's the basic way to understand the financial roadmap by supporting, and provide us with some of what those elements look like? Not all of the secret sauce, and we tell no secret sauce, but just the important pieces.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's one thing I've seen you all stress on the show already is cash flow. We have to start with cash flow to recognize what comes in the household, what goes out of the household, to determine what additional resources we have to allocate to goals and dreams that we're trying to achieve. How to protect the family, how to protect income, how to protect those golden years, how to pass them up to our children and teach them. So our basis starts there, and if you don't know that, then we can't really go forward and helping someone, because that's a critical piece of information in starting out on what we're trying to go and where you're trying to land.
Okay, and so let's see. I don't know, maybe this is a good question or not, but in terms of percentage wise, right? What's the percentage of folks that you whether you work with them or you run across them in your experience, that they assume or believe that the initial planning piece begins with taxes?
So it really counts. Taxes are heavy in our planning, because those are something that we can strategize around. and it's more complex right now with the old tax law changed 2017. Most people didn't know to update their W-4s. Matter of fact, the correct W-4 didn't even come out to 2020. We won't get into the political stuff behind that, but that it's been very confusing. North Carolina changed to a flat tax, and people didn't realize that they're not supposed to count themselves as individuals. North Carolina already counted them, and so they were doubling up on exemptions, and it's very confusing to the everyday lay person. So that's why, you guys spend a lot of time, I know, with preparing the taxes and then talking with them. There's some gaps, there's some holes, something went wrong. Reviewing that information so that we can kind of put them in a better place and take advantage of these things. The taxes are huge on the investment side. Two things we can control. I feel like that. Two things we can control is the cost of the investments and the taxes and when we're going to pay them. What is our tax strategy? So it's very important. And now, as I kind of alluded to earlier, with the change in tax law, we're in this low tax environment. So the pendulum has swung a lot where we got to have a very detailed conversation about Roth IRA versus traditional IRA, Roth in your 401k versus traditional. Because we all got to believe that in the future these taxes are probably going to be higher to pay for it.
Correct. And do you find that most people may come to you with tax, beginning with tax in mind instead of the actual financial? So the W-4s, what their income is, what their retirement plans are. Do they come to you with like, wow, how do I reduce, how do I save on taxes as their initial, interview with you?
Absolutely. I get that call. Projections. Can you do some projections? Email today. I think I'm going to make this W-2. I think I'm going to get this from a 1099. What's my tax bracket? Did I withhold enough? Because that's what's top of mind for most people because it's impactful now. And so we can focus on now. And then we kind of kick the can down the road with some of those other things. So we're trying to manage, especially now, with inflation.
Correct.
And so, we haven't gotten a raise, but gas is going up and food is going up, so we're bumping our head.
Correct. I'm glad you said inflation, right? So because our inflation rate is somewhat 8.5% now.
Yeah, 8-9%.
Right. So and I was just having this conversation the other day, and something that we don't think about. And I always try to tell my kids, give them some insight at how to think about things and decisions, especially when it comes to money, right? Although inflation is 8.9%, that means that we lose 8.9% in purchasing power. Am I correct in that statement?
Absolutely. You can look at a stamp. A stamp was what, 18 cents when you and I were kids, and it's 60 cents now.
Correct.
So that dollar that we have used to buy 5 stamps, now buys 1 stamp. And there's your, like saying, the same thing. Go to the grocery store, the eggs that used to cost $1 now $2. So I can only get 2 eggs instead of 12. So it impacts purchasing power.
Correct. And so with inflation, we're talking about tangible things, right? We're talking about groceries, we're talking about gas, we're talking about tangible things. But what are some other intangible things that inflation affects our financial aptitude? And like you said, we think in the moment and then we kick the can down the road. So what are those tangibles of getting that can kicked down the road look like?
Right, absolutely. So right now we've kind of our traditional thinking, what we've been taught was 60-40 portfolio, 60% stock, 40% bond. They're gonna move opposite of one another, and so in times of safety, you run over the bond. Well, right now with inflation going through the roof, bonds are coming back. I mean, they're not paying anything.
Right.
And they didn't pay anything for a long time going through COVID because rates were at 0.
Correct.
So you couldn't get anything in your money market account. I mean, your money market account didn't pay you anything.
Right.
So now we hit inflation. So the stock market reacts. We got the war in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Stock market reacts.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we see is both things are going down. Stocks are going down and bonds are going down. So where do you go?
Right. So that was my next question. So where do you go? How again, without giving away the secret sauce, but you know, what is we can start to think about today? Because I'm sure folks are going to need to reach out to, right?
Right.
How do we begin to protect ourselves?
Right. So it's a little difficult. So in your 401k, you don't have an active management strategy that you can employ where someone can move that money around for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little difficult there. So on that side of things, we got to stay the course and be diversified and not be overexposed. Of course, someone who is close to retirement, they need to be in the money market fund. So the biggest thing with investing and compounding capital is to avoid large losses.
Correct.
Okay. You lose 100, it takes 150 to get back to 0. So we try not to lose, and risk are predictable returns on. So we take really a risk management approach to investing, and you want to minimize that risk. So in your 401k, probably the best thing you could do, generically, would be to move the money market. If you're close to retirement. If you're not close to retirement, stay the course.
Mm-hmm.
Just allowing the tendencies don't win the race, not the hair.
Correct.
So that's the big thing. Now, outside of that, what we're able to do with client portfolios that we have is employ what we call like a sector rotation strategy. So we're moving money around sectors, and of course, I stay paid with utilities.
Okay.
Everybody's paying their power bill.
That's right.
Okay. So your default is utilities, and you're usually gonna be okay and can make a little bit of money there.
Correct. Okay. So when you talk about risk management, I want to definitely circle back to that, because I think the most important thing that we're trying to relay here is just not information, not just words that we're utilizing, right? I think people are very risk adverse. They're scared of risk. They don't understand risk, and especially for underutilized communities that get hit the hardest. Our people get hit the hardest. And so I want you to kind of let them know and express to them risk, like it's okay. Understanding taking this financial education as a risk and being able to have your money work for you is okay, versus you risking not paying attention. So you see where it kind of is a dual side to it. So if you kind of elaborate on that for me.
Absolutely. Right. Risk is a necessary evil to achieve some of our goals. At the same time, we manage that appropriately, such that you only take the amount of risk necessary to reach that goal. And that's part of it. I mean, we have to, even in retirement, as we're talking about with inflation, and let's talk about normal inflation, not what we're going through right now. But normally inflation hovers around 2.3%.
Correct.
So as we talk, if my investment portfolio gets 1.5, and inflation is 2.3, I'm losing money. I've got to at least keep up with inflation to continue to pay for the things that I need to pay for. Gas, food, clothing, utilities. Because our Netflix is going to go up 2.3%. Time Warner is going to go up 2.3%. Duke Energy is going to go up 2.3%. So we have to at least keep it with inflation in order to maintain our standard of living that we're accustomed to. So we have to take some risk, but smart risk. And so, like I say, we want to relate to what the everyday person can associate with. And so when I think of taking risk, you have these company that's a startup that definitely has more risk, more return possibilities. But then you also have Home Depot. And you see a lot of people going to Home Depot, so it's a pretty safe bet. You see a lot of people going to Walmart, it's a pretty safe bet. You see a lot of people at Best Buy, pretty safe bet. So, that's diversification. That is putting some money in, most of your money into solid stuff that you know about, good dividend-paying stocks. And then you do take some risk over here with a small portion of it, and you can go out and take advantage of opportunities when you see them. Such as 9/11, when everybody stopped flying at once, airline stocks tanked.
Right.
We knew people were going to start flying again.
Correct.
But those stocks were down at $4 a share.
Correct.
So, we had the auto thing going on, and we had to bail out Ford and Chrysler, and that's $1 and $2 a share. Those companies weren't going anywhere. The government was bailing them out.
Correct.
Opportunity. So what we need to do is we save our money, wait for the next recession, and it's coming. And that's actually our opportunity, because things are going to go on sale. These cars are getting expensive right now, but supply chain is getting back together. These car prices are going to come back down. And recession, those people are going to hold on to their car because they don't know about their job.
Correct.
But for those of us who position ourselves correctly, we can go to the lot and buy that car now for $12,000. It's going to be $15,000 because they got to get it off the lot.
Correct.
So, and that leads to just another basic diversification principle that we're talking about. So, if I want to buy two stocks that I'm going to say aren't correlated, let's say I bought Ford, and in good times, Ford is doing well because people are buying new cars. They feel good about themselves, they got a good job, not doing it well. In bad times, we get a little hesitant, like, I can't go buy a car right now. I don't know what's going to happen with my job, or they're going to load some of the cars. I need to hold on to that car, which means cars are getting repaired more. So AutoZone does better in that scenario. AutoZone, Pep Boys, your favorite shop there. So if I hold both of these stocks, I'm diversified. I'm going to win one way or the other.
Right. Nice. Yes, I like the positioning of the thought process, because it's duality, right? We're affected here because recession is going to happen. It's just a thing of life. It just determines the term of when it happens, right?
Right.
But we can look at, I think there was a conversation we were having, and it said two things that you look, we're talking about business, and it said two things you look at to determine kind of your product and service you provide and the need of the people, right? So it's two things you look at. You look at the needs of the people, those specific individuals, which kind of equals your target market, right?
Right.
Then you have to look at the forecast, the communication, the programming of the masses to see what that trend is and how that target actually adapts to that or responds to that trend in the market. So critically, what you're saying, when the pandemic hit, people were home, they were going to Home Depot or Lowe's, trying to get their home brought up to speed, up to gold, because they know that they're going to have to live there more, right? And they're going to have to do groceries. Okay, at the time, grocery stores had quite a few goods, right? And everyone went and bought food because now they're cooking more, and restaurants in the world were closing down. And so when we look at it from that tangible money perspective, and we turn that into an investment perspective and strategy, you're hitting on something very important. Now, how easy is it for folks to sit down and wrap their head around an investment strategy? And for those that feel that they don't have enough money, how easy is it for them to get started?
Yeah, they've really made it really easy. So before, we may have been priced out of some stocks. I don't know what Amazon's trading for today, or Google. I mean, Google may be $700 a share. So we'd have to go in together, participate and buy some Google. But what they've done now is come up with this fractional share concept. And so for as little as $50, you can open up an account at Charles Schwab, invest $50 a month, and you're buying fractional shares. And you're getting some Google, you're getting some Apple, you're getting some Coca-Cola. And so now you can participate for a very minimal amount. And so, that's one thing I learned is like I said, the underutilized communities as we're trying to learn about money, and mindset and thought process. And it's funny for those who had more resources, their thought process. Right. So while underutilized communities tend to, at Christmas, I use Christmas as an example, give away toys. We're all excited about buying toys.
Right.
They're buying their kids stocks. It was interesting. It's mind blowing.
Wow.
And then I'm getting in a conversation or with someone who had those resources, and it's like, well, when did you get those stocks? Oh, my parents bought them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. Same thing I'm doing now. We insurance wise.
Right.
The those who know, and it's this show is great. This show is great. All we're trying to do is get content and information out to people. There's so much that we don't know. We haven't been exposed. But right now I'm in the
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Marcus? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Marcus? Hey, I think maybe some feedback.
Okay.
But really, I can hear you on the computer. Yeah. So let me hang for 2 seconds.
Okay.
And then if you can hear me, I want you to talk, and then look at when I give you thumbs up over there.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Hey, Marcus, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you now too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Okay, cool.
All right, perfect. Sorry, I don't. My computer was doing something, and then you popped in. So try. So let's look back to you were talking about. We were talking about the underutilized community investments and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I was pivoting to insurance as well as a tool. Specifically, permanent insurance policies is something that I know we didn't know about, but I'm starting to run into kids just like I ran into when I was teaching at Central. I ran into my first kid. This was 2005, and guy was a freshman, had some rental property. He was 18, so his parents had taught him and positioned him. He was from Cleveland, Ohio. I was teaching at Central, and he had a Section 8 piece of rental property. So they had positioned him. Fast forward, I'm running into some younger generations now who have life insurance policies, permanent policies. Like, who got that for you? Well, my parents got it for me. So the information is starting to trickle down. We gotta keep it going, but it's trickling down such that information is getting to us, and we're starting to understand how to use these products, tools, and
Okay.
strategies in our everyday lives.
Okay.
So real quickly, what I was saying is, again, I think we kind of may think we're priced out of the market,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not. I got a quote for someone the other day. He's like, I don't have a lot of money, but I've got 3 kids, and I want to start protecting them. They're 4, 6, and 12. I want to spend
Okay.
$50 a month. No problem. So we
Okay.
backed into what he could afford to determine what the coverage was versus the other way around.
Okay. Okay.
And there are different strategies to that, but there's so much that we can do with what we think is very little to get. We just need
Okay.
to get on the train and get started.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Grab what you can and run for the train, right? And then we can circle back. But with that in mind, so I know you mentioned, you can do something simply with Charles Schwab type
Mhm.
of an account, but your organization is there to help see people through and support them through this process, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we're here to introduce that. We would do it ourselves, but it's cheaper for me to send you to Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade. So that's what a fiduciary does, is we act in the client's best interest, not our interest. So,
Right.
but it's part of that entire strategy of how we're trying to get you to where you want to go.
Okay.
And carving out that money, it's like most people, after we do a plan, first thing they want to know is, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay in retirement? Can I live the life I want to live in retirement? Is my family taken care of? Okay. So we put pen to paper, figure that out. But
Mm-hmm.
we are humans. We want to play, we want to shop, we have a bucket list, and we need to carve out that money too. But
Right.
once we know we can make it, we've got that bucket that says, and here's your play money, and you go have a ball.
Right.
And that person is walking around on cloud nine. They're like,
That's
I got it. I got it.
right.
I got all my boxes checked.
Right. That's so it's so important. I mean, I consider myself a student of life. There's always more information to learn, and I think with technology being really at hand due to COVID and everyone going inside, I think there's a lot more attention and information that's being spread, especially when it comes to creating financial. What do they call it? Financial freedom,
Yeah,
financial.
financial literacy. Yeah, right.
I mean, okay, we're using some big words, but you know, I'm glad we're able to get you on here to kind of define the simplicity of what that is. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really taking the time to seek out the help, the information, and then being able to take actionable steps, right? And so that's why we're here providing this type of intelligence to everyone. In terms of we have different ages and stages of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of younger folks, the younger crew, what would you give them? What would you tell them? Because they're buying a lot of, I'm sure you see it, they're buying a lot of named products,
Hmm.
4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and thousands of dollars just to wear on themselves and for social media. I
Right.
want to we be another voice to those parents that are communicating with their kids, and the kids are not really paying attention or hearing them and what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of elaborate there if you have anything.
Yeah, it's so as I'll go back to teaching at Central, because that's probably that age when they're starting to want to have some money, and or late high school where they've gotten a little bit of money and they want to go spend it. Um, and one thing I would tell those kids at Central, I was like, so let's think about that Walmart greeter, that person that's working as a Walmart greeter. Do you
Mhm.
think he wants to do that,
Right.
he or she wants to do that, or do they have to do that?
Right.
More than likely, they have to do that because they made some bad decisions as they were growing up. So life is all about decision making. You
Mm-hmm.
make some good decisions, you're probably going to be okay. You make some
Mm-hmm.
bad decisions, a number of bad decisions, because you're going to make some bad ones. We all did.
Correct.
Um, but if we continue to make the same bad decision, we're going to end up in a bad place. Um,
Correct.
and the same thing goes for our money. If we are bad stewards of our money, then we're going to struggle. If we're good stewards of our money, you're going to live the life you want to live. And, and
Mm-hmm.
and my first job at State Farm, so claim rep, and my manager told me one thing. First thing he told me was like, "You're gonna have problems. Eliminate money as one of them." And
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have a credit card. He'd never had a
Wow.
credit card.
Wow.
And what he was talking about was there's going to be some family issues. There's going to be death in the family. There's going to be injury. There's going to be sickness. There's going to be a change of job. But if you plan it out where you can eliminate money as an issue,
Mm-hmm.
where we qualify for a $700,000 house, but do we need a $700,000 house?
Right.
You know, so um,
Right.
that
Respect.
thing, let's live off of one income versus two incomes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the clients you all sent me, I made a bad assumption on him. It was funny. We started going through that plan, and I put in two cars, and they were like, "Oh, no, 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 we're a one car family." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." that's It's unusual, but
But that's because you're normally used to the 2-3 car family, right?
exactly. So it threw me off, but they're making it work, and they
Right.
they have a plan. They I asked that lady, I said, "So one thing I have to gather is your expenses." She's like, "I can tell you. Last year we spent da, 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 da." She had that down to a T. And
Nice.
that's usually what we see in couples is we
Right.
got one person who doesn't care and one person who's on top of it. And
Right.
it's not consistent whether it's male or female. It switches. So but what I try and teach is in that situation, switch roles for a couple months. Because that person who doesn't know what's going on in the household, who's out here spending, until they
Mm-hmm.
feel it and write that check,
Right.
whole new outlook. Because then they're like, I didn't know it cost us this much to do this. I didn't know
It's
it cost this.
funny, funny you say that because I put my kids through exercises of paying bills, right? And they're
Mhm.
like, why am I even doing this? And now they're like, wow, really? This is what you do? And I say, yeah. So when you go like this, Daddy, can I, because I've already, and I have to take care of this. So you have the, you're right. I try to give flex and share paying bills, on a
Right.
consistent basis, so they can understand that, but no, you're right in that aspect. Now, to lead into that conversation of switching roles, which you have to be, I guess this is a whole nother topic for another time, but
Mhm.
we would be leaning into those that don't really want the other person to know what their financial situation roles. That's a pull and tug there, right? But
Correct.
talk to me just really quickly. I know you probably say something else, but the credit card, debit card approach to paying your bill.
Oh yeah, no, excellent. So great question. Um, Strategy. We're talking strategy now, and education and people understanding how credit cards work and that whole system. So first of all, we have the three credit card agencies. They don't work for us. They work for the credit card company. Their
Mm-hmm.
goal is to make your credit look as bad as they can. That's their goal. because they don't work for us. They don't get paid from us.
Mhm.
So that's why our bad behavior is reported immediately, and our good behavior takes a while to catch up. All right.
Mm.
So credit cards, most of it is based upon your usage. In order for you to get that score going. So, two things for our youth, in order for us to establish credit for them, what we do is we have to trick the credit card company. Because let's say you turn that bill over to your child, that first bill we're probably gonna give them is their cell phone bill. Like, okay, here's your cell phone bill, and they're paying T-Mobile, they're paying Verizon. That good behavior does not go to the credit bureau because it's not credit.
Right.
So what we tell that child is charge that Verizon bill and turn around and pay Verizon. Now we look responsible.
Correct.
I charged, I paid off. I charged, I paid off. I charged, I paid off. Your business owners, you probably my dentists they charge everything. One,
Right.
they're trying to get the points.
Right.
And two, it's easier for them to manage because they got so much going on. So they just charge everything, and periodically they make payments throughout the month to the credit card.
Right.
So it's they're doing two things. They're building business credit, they're getting those points,
Mhm.
and they're easier to manage their business. We take that to the personal side. It can be a tool to do that. Um, and you're building that credit score, up high by charging everything. You're getting points, your vacation points. So it's a dual effect.
Right. Nice. I like that strategy. I like that strategy. Well, we're getting close to time here, and we got to have you back
Oh yeah.
consistently.
Oh yeah. Well,
Consistent.
we're gonna flip this around. You're gonna teach me how to do all this stuff, and
Oh yeah.
y'all are number one. Y'all got to come up number one on my show because I gotta, taxes. It's taxes. That's all I can say is taxes are. It's a necessary
Understood.
evil, but we can manage those. We can manage
Right.
those and plan for them and take advantage of things. So yeah, absolutely, man. This is good stuff.
Tell our listeners how they can reach you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Please visit our website, FryerFinancial.com. Follow me on LinkedIn, Marcus Fryer, Facebook, Marcus Fryer. I also have the Fryer Financial page. And from there, you can schedule appointments with us in person, Zoom, phone calls. I do not charge for consultations. I'm an educator. I need to get information to us. We're 100 years behind in money. We got to catch up, and we got to get this content.
Wow, that's a milestone right there. 100 years behind in money. That's, again, I'm a big mindset guy, right? So James is a big mindset guy. And those important nuggets. But we'll make sure we actually add your links and everything into the file once we edit some of this stuff. Most will right now, but we'll add all your information in there. And Marcus, I want to thank you for joining me today at today's call. I appreciate the information. You need really good insight because I'm looking to strengthen some things too. So I'll be calling myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This partnership has been great. We're doing what we're supposed to do, and that's all. That's all we can ask for. Is we keep making this stronger. We're helping people, and that's grand.
Absolutely. So what I'm gonna do is, everyone, thank you for joining. Marcus, you can hold on for a moment. Thank you, everyone, for joining. You can reach us at Hayward live at haywardcpa.com. You can reach us and follow us on Facebook, Hayward CPA Facebook page, LinkedIn page, YouTube page. Remember, soon to come, we have some other new adventures, some other new guests, and some other information to try to help our community, strengthen our community, and connect our community to the resources that we need to continue, especially in these trying times, so that we can actually smell the fruits of our labor when we have moments of peace, as a matter of fact. So thank you, everyone. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.